We are on our way to the Facebook headquarters in Menlo Park to protest their real name policy, which is a policy that requires users to use names that are their legal names, which conflicts with a lot of different communities, segments of the population.
It's important to remember that for every single person here, you represent 10,000 bullied youth, 10,000 transgender people, 10,000 survivors of domestic violence.
We had an entire generation of art and kids lose their cultural names during what they call the Dawes Act period. 128 years later, I see this as an extension of the antiquated, racist, and anti-Indian policies that the U.S. government put forward.
I'm protesting Facebook's real name policy because it obfuscates reality around the world. It marginalizes people of color. It marginalizes people who have names that are different than Smith and Jones.
Going into the future, I think it's very important to embrace our own diversity and not punish people for having non-Western names. I want to live in a world where I can stand by my own true identity, whether or not that's my legal name.
I want to live in a world that is free of boxes, where I can be my authentic self and portray myself as my good and true spirit, and I want other people to be able to do that around me as well.
Name is an important thing, and in our society, it affects a lot of people in different ways.
I received emails from 2,500 people who were negatively affected by this policy. And it wasn't just drag queens. This policy especially affects transgender people. It affects Native Americans, survivors of domestic violence, mental health care professionals, school teachers. I received emails from activists in China who were fearful that if their legal name and identity were revealed on Facebook, that the government would take action against them and start to attack their businesses, their family, their homes. They were in great danger.
I am protesting because it is discriminatory towards performers, sex workers, leather united people of all different kinks and BDSM.
I'm a domestic violence survivor, and a lot of people use the site to stay connected to their community, but want to use a name other than their own for their own safety. The fact that people are reporting fake names can disconnect survivors who desperately need to be connected to people. This policy hurts identity. It does not hurt behavior.
At the very core, this campaign is about respecting and protecting the identity that people choose for themselves. It's about the recognition that each and every one of us, regardless of what is shown in a legal document, is a human being that deserves dignity and respect.
What we're all really starting here is a global campaign about social media in general. It's important to realize that people choose their identities.